Hey there, hi there, ho 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 there everyone, it's Andrew from MAO Magic, and today I have with me Apple's brand new iPhone Lightning dock. They've obviously waited quite some time. The last time they had a dock out was for the 5S, and here we are, almost several months after the release of the iPhone 6. They do have an iPhone 6 capable dock on the market. Everyone kind of had assumed they had gotten out of the dock market since it's been so long, but here it is, kind of introduced like seemingly on a whim. It does retail for $39, so that is definitely not cheap, and there are definitely dozens of other options on the market. But if you do like Apple's sleek white design, want to keep everything first party, you have a Apple only desk, something along those lines, this is definitely something you may want to check out. So it has been changed for the first time in some time. They do not have a little divot for the iPhone to sit in. The nub is kind of now on the top, which makes the dock so much thinner than it was previously. We have a couple other docks here at the end of the video we're going to get to and kind of show you some of those size differences. Opening up, obviously, is pretty much the standard Apple Minimalist Packaging. You have the box itself, the little slide, and just a simple piece of plastic wrapping it up. This is a Lightning dock, so theoretically this could work for iPads, iPhones, anything of the like. You have the Lightning connector here in the front, and that little nub right underneath it is kind of rubber. The Lightning connector at all does not move at all, but there is that kind of like rubber nub for the phone to set on. On the back, you have a headset slot as well as the Lightning slot, I guess. So this does work with any lightning cable. You can do video out from this. So if you do have like an HDMI cable that you want to plug into here, dock your phone, and put something up on your television, that is possible. You do need to have like the lightning adapter for HDMI. You can't just plug an HDMI in, but we'll move forward. So the headphone slot, or the headset slot, I guess, this actually does work with Apple's controls on the mic controls, the mic, the skipping, all of those. So you can dock your phone and say answer a phone call or use any of the headphones that do have this kind of built-in volume, next button, microphone combo into the cord itself. So that is one nice feature. So if this is docked, it makes it a little bit easier to kind of control stuff. If you do have a cord that's going to be long enough, you don't want to like have your headset in and your phone docked and move and like pull it off your desk or something, because it isn't too heavy, but it is an option, and I'm kind of glad that it's there. Putting your phone on could not be easier, especially since they no longer have that little divot, which I guess works now for the multiple sizes. So you can use the 6 or the 6 Plus in this, and it's not going to give you any issues of, oh, do I need an adapter, or do I have to have a wider dock for the 6 Plus versus the 6? So I'm assuming that's why they kind of made that design choice, to keep it kind of out like that. You still can remove the phone one-handed. You kind of use like the dock itself as kind of like a push-off point with like your other fingers around the back, but it really isn't too complicated, and it is easy enough to get off. It holds on there well. I didn't really have any complaints with it, and it does feel fairly solid. So you can get off one-handed, which I guess is a nice little perk as well if you're going to spend $39 on a dock. So because this is a Lightning dock, I'm assuming people are going to be asking, oh, can I use this for my iPad? How sturdy is it? So for the phone itself, it's at a fairly vertical angle. It's not too angled back. I kind of wish it was a little bit more. But it switches when you put on an iPad. If you put on an iPad, this is not stable at all. It will work. There's no reason it won't work, but it is so small that I would not recommend it. Just the easiest thing could knock this thing over. You can see because it's taller and that angle puts it almost further back than the dock is itself, so the slightest pressure like here on like the top of the iPad and it topples over. So I would not recommend it. I even tested it with the iPad mini, and while it's not as bad as the iPad Air or iPad Air 2, it is definitely not stable, not as stable as it is with the iPhone. A quick comparison here, I have a couple different iPhone docks, like the iPad mini, or sorry, not iPad, the iPod mini old dock here on the left, where it kind of had that divot put in, or the little bit newer style docks on the right that has these little trays that you would switch. This is how they would work with different iPods and different iPhones and the like. But now, they've kind of definitely made things more minimal, got rid of those little trays, took out the video out. Like we have this S-video port on here. That is all gone. Everything's through Lightning or that headphone jack. So it's definitely a lot tinier and more minimalistic than they used to be. If you have any questions at all, be sure to throw those up in the comments. As always, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys all next time.